Hey guys, how you doing? Darren Hayward here, coming to you live from Christchurch, Canterbury of New Zealand, and we're just having a real nice sort of mild day here today. Not raining as yet. It's supposed to be raining, I think, today. Might be later on in the day, perhaps. A little bit cooler today, yeah, hence why I got the warmer clothes on. Also, just a special welcome to my regular guests there from the Bangladesh community. First of all, I'd like to say hi to MD Ariful Simon, who's also broadcasting out there in the community too. Guys, we're needing more broadcasters out there too. The Bangladesh community are doing a fantastic job there of getting so many broadcasters, and we can do the same, guys, in all the areas of the world, including here in New Zealand. We can get more broadcasters coming into this. Okay, so with that, guys, I'd also just like to say hi to TBC Sharif Khan. Nice to see you too, brother. You know, it's always fantastic to see all your guys broadcast there too. I wish I could understand your language, that's the only thing, but otherwise it's pretty good. You look like you're doing a fantastic job there and attracting a lot of new broadcasters into the community all the time. So that's excellent. So I'll just turn that one off there and yeah, get on with the show here. So I'm here with you guys for about the next 30 minutes or so, and just giving you some updates on what's happening in the TBC community. So if you've never been here before and this is your first time, if you're just new and this is your first live broadcast that you've come to, then the first place I would check out if I was new is just go over to blog.thebillioncoin.info, blog.thebillioncoin.info, and that's going to give you a lot of information that's coming out in the blog. What I'm actually going to do here now is share this with you and give you some updates on what's happening in the blog and show you what the blog actually looks like if this is your first time here today. All right, so what I'm going to do here is just go back to where we left off yesterday. If you were wondering, okay, we've got past that one. I think we've got that one yesterday. Nigeria, maybe that gentleman there. Cook rewards. Let's have a look at this one. I think this is a new one. All right, this is Mary Lou Bao, I think her name is. She's just new in the community. I think she's over in Philippines. Yep, she's doing this in Tagalog.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Mary Lou Bao again from the Philippines. It's Holy Friday. Have a blessed Holy Friday, brothers and sisters, who are my fellow TBCians around the world. Hi also to TBC admin. Thank you for your love to the humanity. Our world seems so divided of late, but regardless of what we believe, whether we are a Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, Muslim, Hindu, we would all do well to set aside time to reflect on how we respond, not just on our own suffering, but to the pain of everyone who falls and scrapes themselves against the rough patches of life. Maybe do something in us scarce. A stone is rolled away from a place of darkness, and the light of new understanding and appreciation begins in our hearts. So don't let life pass you by. Take a moment to reflect and refocus. So today is April 19, and we have 11 days left before the redemption period. I would like to give emphasis about the new members who are coming on board, because as a new member, you are going to receive 25,000 tingles. Sorry, you're going to receive 25,000 cookies, which is redeemable on May for 250 tingles. All right? I hope you understand how valuable the gift when we reach to a full TBC economy. Is the 25,000 cookies would be worth 625 US dollar, 625,000 US dollars.
Wow. This lady has really been doing her homework here, Mary Lou Bao there over in the Philippines. What a fantastic broadcast she's doing there. I mean, that is just amazing. She's just a natural at this. I mean, she could be a big influence, and it looks like she already is being a big influence over there in the Philippines with what she is doing. All right, so got another one here. TBC orientation in Guino Button, Albay, Bicol. This is over in Philippines also.
Hello, magandang hapon po mga TBCians. Ako po si Noli Rabel, TBC Philippines, under the TBC Eagle Group. Okay, ngayon po, April 19. Ngayong araw po ito, ay nandito po ako ngayon sa Bicol, sa Ginubatan, sa bayan ng Ginubatan under Albay, Bicol. Andito po ako sa isang barangay hall ng barangay Kibungbungan, Ginubatan, Albay. So, ito yung second floor ng barangay. Okay, kita niyo po. Ayan. Ito po yung second floor. Dito po, ngayon po, nagaganap ang aming orientations, TBC orientations. So, nandito po sa labas. Punta tayo doon. Okay. Okay. So, ngayon po, nagkaroon kami ng isang orientations. Yan po yung mga ma-attend ng aking orientation. Sila po ay mga bago pa lang. O karamihan sa mga attendees ngayon ay mga non-TBC members. Nandito ako para i-discuss awareness about the cryptocurrencies, which are the TBC. So, sir, pwede ko ikaw na, sir? Ngiti-ngiti, sir. Okay, yan. Yan, mga bago po sila lahat. Mga non-TBC members po. Sir, kaway-kaway, sir. Okay, maganda worldwide yan. Para sumika pa. Yan. Sir Rico, isa sa mga leader ng TBC sa Bicol.
All right. So that's what's happening over in the Philippines. These guys have really embraced this new currency with a lot of, like a lot of people there over there embracing it in abundance. Without change, progress is not possible. So this is the gentleman, Elijah, I think his name is something, and he's over in Africa, Nigeria.
Hello, folks. You are all welcome to my broadcast this afternoon. I remember myself, just like you know, this is Amechi Eke, broadcasting from Ebonyi State, and as you know, happens to be one of the many voices out there talking about the billion coin and the necessary things that you need to know about it and how not allow unnecessary sayings or half-cooked ideas to distract us from this very community. We continue to try our best to see to it that we stand our ground and move up to achieve what we are aiming at. That is 1 billion members around the world. And with that, we can be able to have a firm stand and really beat our chests that we have something that is worthwhile. Even as it is now, we are already enjoying so many things in the community. But still, due to some recent changes, there has been a whole lot of confusion, a whole lot of let me say confusion, because people don't really know where the admin is taking us to. But that is for those who are not advanced, those who are not spending time to read the updates on the blog and doing the necessary things. So with that, permit me to share some wonderful tips with you today. You are welcome once again, and I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate when I see people trying to listen to me, and most of you are commending my little effort. I say thank you so much. I really appreciate you. We continue to do the best.
All right, see the rest of that, guys, on the blog today, the latest one up there at the moment. I'll just give it a refresh and just see if there's nothing else come up since. All right, so they're just also, I just wanted to go through the contest as well again. This might log out on us when I do this. All right. Okay, so we've got Victor Adichie there still in the lead in Nigeria, and right behind him is Chubuiki Onwugara, who has got 8 sign-ups underneath him. So that looks fantastic, guys. Both from Nigeria, and right behind them are 2 other areas near that place too of Nigeria. So they're really stepping up the game there, guys. This is a competition or contest that's being run every week to win 200 grains of gold. Now, the average grain of gold is worth $10 to $12 for a grain of gold. So you're getting like 200 grains of gold, you know, for a weekly prize, which would be converted into Bitcoin. So the 200 grains of gold is equivalent to around about $550 US. And that would be paid live to you on our weekly send button meeting. Excuse me. Okay, so this is a chance for everyone to be able to become involved with this by introducing 2 new people each day, if possible. You know, 2 people that get 2 people, encouraging fast duplication. Okay, so all you need to do, if you've already passed your 24 hours of being in the community, then all you need to do is get one new person, help that new person to get their 2 people, and then help those 2 people get their 2 people. Everybody wins, and then you can have new people coming in. Once you upgrade to the 8 grain per month, 8 grain of gold per month, then you are going to be able to qualify for the bounty, Bitcoin bounty, which is the 200 grains of gold each week. Now, each month, the person who enrolls the most people for the month, so if you get 1,000 or more people within a month, then you would get a third of that you know, amount that you've introduced with people coming in. Okay, so if they paid in, say, 8 grains each of gold, and there's, say, 1,000 of those people, you would get a third of that 8,000 grains. Is that correct? No, that's not right. That's something like that. Anyhow, guys, you would end up getting a third of that. Okay. Now we're just going to go back to the blog here, and there's something else I might have meant to see here too. I didn't see. For you guys who haven't seen that one there, check that out. TBC Digital Gold. That was another one that was put out recently by Mbe Derek, just explaining the value of our TBC currency. So much variable so that it's even being introduced to that area where they're having a lot of trouble with you know, these gold mines collapsing on them, but they're all just running to the gold mines to you know, to try and get a gram of gold, and this, you know, the suffering that they've got to go through. I think it's Albufasa or something like that. What it's called. I saw them up on here too. They're actually in the contest here at one stage. It might have been on one of the, I think it was on one of the archived ones. Let's have a look at the archives. There we are. That's it there. Burkina Faso, which is this area where people would live an average life of around about, I think, 50 years of age. If they work in these gold mines, the average age is about 40. So it's just all the dust and everything that's associated with these mines, and they get these storms, I guess, too, dust storms and everything. So some of these people here, you can see, got 3 active sign-ups into our digital gold, which is a lot safer, you know, than these gold mines that are collapsing around these people. Apparently, there's about 1 or 2 deaths a week happening in these mines over there in Burkina Faso. Okay, much more lucrative and safer to be in the TBC digital gold mine, really. Okay, so that is what's happening there, guys, and I'd like to see some more people in that area, Burkina Faso, being able to step up there and get into our TBC currency. Because once we have had all the cookies and everything distributed over to our wallets at each time we have a redemption, then what's going to happen is we will become a full 100% TBC Quingall economy. Okay, so right now we're in the distribution stage, and after the distribution stage, we'll be in the full economy stage, full-blown economy stage. Okay. Now, there's something I just wanted to also just bring up, to bring to your guys' attention, was with this. I get this these notifications coming up from Christopher Green. One of the ones he brought up recently was to do with the. I meant to mention this the other day, and I did mention it, but I forgot to do it after all that. And that was the to do with the Notre Dame Cathedral, and just his you know, his take on that. Let's have a look. It's in here somewhere. Find it. Here we are. This was hang on, it might have been this one. I think after this, we'll find it soon. Right, this one here. Just play a little bit of this, guys. You can come back at this at any stage and you know, go
everybody, I'm Christopher Green.
State of Liberty has fallen.
I'm Chad Booksam. Thank you for tuning in.
Statue of Liberty has fallen.
Alternative Media Television Live. Please take a moment to like this video, share it around everywhere to your friends and family. We have just an epic biblical story to share with you guys today, and we reported on this live on the fly yesterday. As we sat and watched the fiery collapse of this spire go down at the very famous Notre Dame Cathedral in France. Now, this is the equivalent of watching our Statue of Liberty fall here in the United States. So I think we need to understand as Americans the significance of this event, why it's so important, and how this hits the psyches of the minds of the French people and those in Europe. And my first instinct yesterday was that this was God's wrath, especially during Holy Week. You said this gave you a little bit of goosebumps yesterday with your research, but this is Holy Week. So this is a testament. It is incredibly, unbelievably symbolic. And to me, what's creepy about it, and honestly a little bit terrifying, is this is just the start of, I think, other events coming worldwide. Not to mention, it is the month of April, and we talked about this just a couple of days ago. April is the month of blood sacrifice and a lot of these satanic rituals that are completed on a regular. We've seen this year in and year out. I almost didn't believe it at first 10 years ago, but it kept repeating itself so much with Waco, which was way prior, the Boston bombing, shooting after shooting. I even looked up last night, the Titanic sunk around April 15th as well. Wow. Lincoln was shot. The list goes on and on and on. If you guys want the full list, they should make sure you watch our video from yesterday. And by the way, this video will be censored. It will be demonetized. YouTube is actually posting September 11th imagery and censorship information on all the videos rolling out. I'll show the audience an article in a minute while this was being reported by like ABC and some of these other mainstream news organizations. So this is creepy and also kind of beautiful in its own right. The only thing left standing yesterday that hadn't fallen to this flame fire ritual during this period of time where demonic forces basically sacrificed to Baal and the underworld. This is literally what they do, but the only thing standing that was left was a cross. And the pictures and images of this with the light shining in, you mentioned this is either like the New World Order agenda's playbook, or it's Christ incarnate, or something otherworldly that we can't even explain. Notice how the people on the ground were singing hymns yesterday, many in tears, as this spire collapsed. And just remind yourself again, this is like the French equivalent of 9/11. Yeah. When we saw our twin towers fall, and it changed everything. And I also think this is a symbol of world religions converging, these forces converging of Catholicism, Christianity, and radical Islam. I think it's important to kind of separate the two. And we see this all over the world. In fact, right now in Turkey, where I have some limited knowledge, they're reconstructing once original Catholic churches and putting up mosques instead. So this is all part of the New World Order agenda. And Macron, who is the poster boy for the New World Order, who ran on like he's kind of against that, but in reality, he's the poster boy for this. And I find it incredibly convenient and mysterious that yesterday, at the same day, hours before he's supposed to give a speech on the Yellow Vest protesters, how to basically combat what's going on with that, because they are on the verge of a second French Revolution. Yeah. Right? And all of a sudden, everybody's eyes are focused on this church burning. And not only did it burned for some 2 hours before a single firefighter showed up. No water's being sprayed. Even Donald Trump tweeted, like, why don't they just drop water from the skies to stop this thing? It's almost like they wanted the people of France, Europe, and the American public to witness this so every eye could behold this event. And I think that you pointed out quite eloquently yesterday, use this as kind of like a unifying moment, right? To try to bring the divided French people together so that they can tee up what we know is coming, an agenda.
Yeah, and you know how, see, this European Union is funding Macron. See, they didn't have the European Union in the first, obviously, the French Revolution. So the people are rising up. This is a Trumpian protest. I mean, this is for their national sovereignty. This is against globalism, you know, the Yellow Vest protests. And he is absolutely getting funded by the EU because the UK is basically struggling. They voted to leave. And now you have France and Germany as the strongest countries, part of the European Union. So they do not want to see Macron go. And, you know, speaking of what was left of the remains, the cross, 9/11, what was left of the remains, you guys probably seen the story, the cross. And I find it a little interesting, like all the episodes that kind of occurred where, you know, last few years, what do we see? School shootings, left and right. This last year, a lot of attacks on churches. I mean, you can dig through the internet, you can see so many attacks on churches, on mosques, a really religious, attacks happening this year. And then all coalescing around this event. Yeah, I had the goosebumps last night. I was honestly, if you look at what's happening during Holy Week and just the struggle that Paris is having, the fall of the West, the rising of China and Russia, just this whole episode that's occurring right before our very eyes, a little bit of the evil that's happening in our own country with our culture. It's just eye-opening.
Yeah, instinctually at a very spiritual level, I was wowed and in awe, almost jaw-dropping from the perspective that I just know symbolically, like strip everything else away, like this is literally God's judgment. I noticed a couple comments, people were saying, well, Christopher, how can it be God's judgment and then also an inside job? Well, it could absolutely be both. Like, look, Satan works through people.
Yeah.
Okay, God works through people.
Exactly.
Okay, so it could easily be both. And I want to talk about that a little bit. How is it the establishment media, Macron and others, right away were able to write off the idea that this could have been, I'm not saying it was, but could have been arson? They said, oh no, they took it off the table. It's not arson, even while the thing was still burning. How can you be so sure? And just the fact that they were jumping to conclusions. In fact, there was a video that I watched here from Fox. I'm not going to play it, but Shep Smith cuts off a French elected official after he brings up the fact that churches in France have been desecrated in recent years and months. And then he also goes on to say that it's not politically correct to suggest that it could have been terror attack, it could have been arson. And the imagery that came to mind yesterday in my head, the first thing I saw was the historical event of the Reichstag building going up in flames.
Right.
Hitler's parliament building, which we know historically he lit ablaze,
Inside job.
and then blamed on communists. And then, of course, that kicked off World War II. So to think that, I tweeted also earlier, if you believe the mainstream media or trust the mainstream media, you're an idiot.
Right. No, absolutely. And we don't know what Macron's going to do now, and they don't have any evidence. So that they're basically declaring that this wasn't intentional, but they don't know how. They haven't even put out any data of how the fire occurred. And I wouldn't be surprised one bit if Macron blamed this on the Yellow Vest protesters the same way, like you're saying Hitler blamed it on the communists, just to, keep himself in power, keep this globalist network in power.
All right. Statue of Liberty has fallen. That was the headline there, guys. This is just a metaphoric headline here, but this is actually just like, some of the signs that we're seeing, of the prophecies that have been so far filled, and we're just getting closer and closer to that point. So I'm just going to share that link there, guys, for you to see the rest of that at your leisure. 8 minutes 43 is how much has been played on that. Okay, so I'll just go back to this one. Here we are. So you guys can watch that at your leisure, just about the rest of that. All right, so that's about all the updates, I think. No more. Let's check that there's no more. All right. So that's all the updates there today, guys, for Saturday here, Easter Saturday, which will be Easter Friday in a lot of areas of the world at the moment. So happy Easter for you guys. Happy Resurrection Day is the actual true words. Easter has sort of come along with the chocolate eggs. It's really good for a lot of shops and things to sell Easter eggs, and it's good commercialism, sort of commercialized time. But anyway, guys, I hope you do have a fantastic time and having a good break over this short holiday time. And I'll be back again tomorrow myself with broadcast number 309 tomorrow. Wow. So until then, guys, have a fantastic day. Thanks for all joining me here today. I don't think we've had any new people coming in. All right, no, that's cool. So I'll see all you guys again tomorrow. And in the meantime, guys, peace.